This is Vigilant Liberty Radio News from Independent Journal Review for December 9th. A massive fire erupted in downtown Los Angeles Monday morning at an under-construction apartment building. The fire could be seen for miles and snarled morning traffic. The site of the fire, a 7-story apartment building under construction, was already in the news and controversial. Some claimed the rent was going to be too high, and others criticized a walking bridge near the building, saying it would help residents avoid the homeless. More than 250 firefighters battled the blaze, and portions of 2 major freeways were shut down. Road signs in the area melted, and windows in nearby buildings burst from the heat. Images and videos of the fire flooded social media. The fire was largely under control within a few hours, with firefighters working on dampening hotspots during the day. Many surface streets and an interchange were closed for cleanup efforts. Remarkably, no major injuries were reported. Former executive director of the Los Angeles County Republican Party, Scott Hounsell, has filed a $5 million civil rights lawsuit against the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office. The suit alleges malicious prosecution, abuse of power, civil rights violations, slander, and libel. Last year, Hounsell was arrested for allegedly sexting a 16-year-old girl through Facebook. In a press release obtained by IJ Review, Hounsell claims the city attorney's office had evidence that the alleged victim's computer was examined by the LAPD and, quote, no evidence of illicit conversations existed. The district attorney's office declined to press charges after that investigation, but Hounsell's attorney states, quote, this was a politically motivated arrest that cost Mr. Hounsell his career and reputation. President Obama spent one night in Brisbane, Australia last month before speaking at the G20 summit. His stay at the Brisbane Marriott cost U.S. taxpayers $1.7 million and included 4,096 rooms for the presidential delegation, 3 different hotels, the logistics, security, and negotiating teams that arrived in advance of his stay and remained after he left. An entire floor of the hotel was stripped down and examined prior to his arrival, and the presidential suite cost $2,135 for one night. Meanwhile, other world leaders spent far less. British PM Cameron's room cost half that amount, and Russia's Putin spent 74% less. Japan's Prime Minister came in with the lowest cost for a room, staying in a hotel room that cost just $171.60 per night. And actor Mark Wahlberg has petitioned the state of Massachusetts for a pardon for a felony assault conviction he received in 1988 at the age of 16. Wahlberg was charged with assaulting 2 Vietnamese men after attempting to steal alcohol from one of them. In his petition, Wahlberg expressed a desire to become more involved with law enforcement, especially at-risk individuals. Wahlberg sees a pardon as a chance for, quote, troubled youth to see this as an inspiration and motivation that they too can turn their lives around and be formally accepted back into society. Wahlberg also states he takes full responsibility for his actions. A decision in the matter is still pending. This has been Amy Curtis with your Vigilant Liberty Radio News from Independent Journal Review for December 9th.
This show is produced by IJReview.com.
This show is copyright by VLR Media. All opinions of panelists and guests are their own and may not reflect the opinion of VLR Media, the host, or anyone else. Two minds are better than one. Time for the right mics with Mike Miller and Michael Hausum.
Yes, indeed. Not only are two minds generally better than one. But when you have Housem's mind and my mind together on the same show, it doesn't get any better. Indeed, the right mics. Welcome to the show. This is, Housem, this is going to be a great show today, brother.
I am very excited about that. Absolutely. And not only is it the minds, it's the devastatingly handsome that goes along with it that is, I don't know, I just think it's especially unique.
I think it's unique to radio. But anyway, two huge stories today. Might I preface Senate with Democrat, the still Democrat-controlled Senate released a couple of hours ago the Select Committee's CIA detention and interrogation report, otherwise known in liberal circles as the CIA terrorist report. We got to hit that. We got a clip there. And Jonathan Gruber showed up today before a House Select Committee hearing. Dude tried to, Michael, I watched this thing live, at least listened to when I wasn't watching as I was writing. Dude tried to fall on his sword right off the bat, right? And promptly gets grilled. And here's a bit of a teaser, y'all. You'll never guess who went after him strong right after the bat. So two huge stories. But before we continue, there is an even bigger story that we need to hit first. We have I'm going to do air quotes here. We have a new producer today. Actually, truth be told, no pun intended, it's I get a kick out of myself sometimes. It's our old producer from the previous network. The one, the only, Jessica Jane is now on board and on the board. Dude, man, welcome to the Right Mics.
Well, thank you guys. It's good to be back.
Jessica, I am so thrilled that you are back on board. I've had a couple of people have said, hey, what's the deal? Liz is great. Where is Jessica? So that's super duper fun.
That's always nice to hear.
No, I'm totally not kidding around with you. I've had several people say, hey,
so
you know
cool.
what? Liz is great and, blah, blah, blah. But where's Jessica?
That's awesome.
So I'm stoked.
I'm happy. That's awesome. That's really cool.
And Liz is
good.
great. Liz is great. Were it not for Liz, we would not be here. It sounds like she's our
yes,
parents and we just won
100%.
an award, but right?
Totally. She helped me out. She helped me get us on the air, actually.
And we won't go into details, but the work that, Jessica, you have done since, Monday?
Yes.
Literally the work you've done since Monday, working almost around the clock, at least last night. Dude, again, and I'm just not saying this, absolutely incredible.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, so now we have to do a couple things. Housem needs to pimp the show, and then Michael, I think since we have Jessica on board, we may need to do that check that we do every day, brother.
Oh, yes, of course. First pimp is a little bit later in the show. Rock star, recently retired Army Colonel Reserve Kurt Schlichter, writer, commentator, attorney, Twitter gadfly. Kurt Schlichter is going to be on. Kurt's a buddy of mine out here in Southern California, and that's going to be super fun. But in the meantime, if you would like to call into the show, please do. 412-567-6879. Please subscribe to our blog, which is therightmics.us. Every day we put up links about the articles that we've talked about, other interesting stuff from the show. You can also stream the show live, listen to archives, as well as subscribe to the show on that site. Also, a few days ago, we set up a new Twitter site, a new Twitter handle that's creatively named at The Right Mics. And we're steadily gaining followers, and that is a perfect way to interact with us during the show as well. Now, Jessica, this is really, really important. Mike and I, after, what we've realized, this is America 180. It is a new world. And so there are a few things that are on the top of everybody's brain whenever they meet somebody. And the reason why they have these things on their brain is that everybody wants to know how somebody's opinions are informed, and basically everything that contributes to who they are. So, in fact, they can immediately place them in particular boxes, understanding exactly what they think and feel about everything without actually having to listen to a word that they say. So, Mike and I do this at the beginning of every show. We're going to do this one time only for you, so our listeners can have an exact understanding of every single thing about you based upon your simple answers to these three all-important questions, okay?
And Michael, let me slip in there just real
All
quickly.
right.
This may come across to some as being invasive, as being rude and none of your business, but actually I think the flip side is true. It proves our sensitivity, it proves our political correctness, and I think it puts us smack dab in the middle of 2014 and the 21st century, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Culturally current and hyper, super, extra, very duper sensitive is what this show is actually all about. So,
Bingo.
Jessica, here we go. For today,
Okay.
and again, it's just as a today thing. You're not making any kind of lifetime commitment here. This is just for the day, for now. What you can do, well, first of all, is what is your sexual preference?
Straight.
Okay. Secondly, what is your gender identification?
I am a woman.
Okay. Thirdly, and what is your racial background?
I'm Hispanic.
Okay. So for everybody that's listening, they now know every single thing about you. They
Totally.
know every single position that you would have, anywhere from Beyonce to the Zodiac, because of those three answers that you just gave. So thank you so much for doing that and for being so
problem.
bold, and to unapologetically state your positions on those things. Thank you. For me today, it was a little bit of consideration, but I'm going to come out and heroically state, at least for now, my commitment to heterosexuality. I am identifying as male, and my racial background is Caucasian. How about you, Mike?
All right, so, you know what? Same deal. I mean, and I'm really getting proud of myself here because you remember I mentioned a show or two ago I had watched The Voice the night before. So again, there was a tad of consideration going on there. But I not only watched The Voice last week, but I talked myself last night. I talked myself through it, and I am I'm heterosexual. I am a man. And I'm damn white, dude.
Okay. Well, good. Now I think, as superfluous as the remainder of the show would be, because we don't even need to give our opinion on anything at this point, because everybody already knows what our opinions are.
Yeah, we could just do cliff notes from now on.
We could absolutely. We could just mention the topic. We could do this. We could just say taxes, international trade, finance, movies, music, entertainment, clothing, automobiles, and window treatments, and everybody will know everything we have to think about all those issues.
Holidays and everything.
Oh God, yeah, religion. I mean, every single topic everybody knows.
But let me just, I'm thinking of Jessica because you and I, Michael, are white. Jessica's Hispanic, so I'm thinking, Jessica, you're gonna have to be just a tad extra careful here because if you were to utter something that did not sound like a person of color, I mean, or a minority, whatever have you, you may be castigated.
That is
Possibly.
possible. I will be very careful about that.
You better play your role, dude.
I will.
All right, so how's them today? Gruber, did you happen to see any of it, or have you seen a clip?
You know what? I have seen a couple of very short clips because basically what I've been doing is I've been on the phone all morning to his PR guys trying to see if I can get him to come on our show. As of yet, nothing, but I'll let you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's like "Don't Call Us, We'll Call You" maybe song. But all right, so he shows up today, and of course you all know Gruber, the MIT. The guy's brilliant. I mean, from a intellectual perspective, MIT economist, was involved with the construction of Romneycare, called everything from an architect to a key player of Obamacare. So he shows up today before ISA's committee. I mean, need we say more? We know what's going to happen. So ISA opens up, Michael, fairly, for him, let's say, fairly